Hi, Robert McCrae here. Yes, Robert McCrae, the Robert McCrae marketing team. And guess what today is? Today is about Marla Martinson. She is a soul, your soulmate is waiting for you. This is the topic of today. And I'm going to introduce her. She's going to come on today, and we're going to talk about what the soulmate really is and what it's about. Also, she's written a couple of books, probably more than that. We're going to find out. Welcome. Welcome, Marla. Welcome. Thanks for jumping on with us today. And I'm really, really excited for having you. Are you coming on here, Martin?
Hi.
Marla, sorry. Hey, Marla.
Hey, how are you, Robert?
I'm awesome. It's awesome to see you. I've heard a lot about you. I mean, Sandy Sanders has just been blabbing about you, and it's been so exciting. She really, really looks up to you, and she's really has a lot of good things to say about you.
Oh, you too. Good to see your face. She sent me a picture of you.
That's a good. Well, that's probably a good thing. You're happy then. You're good with the face.
Yeah, very handsome. I think I could find you your soulmate if you haven't found her yet.
Oh God, that would be so cool.
Are you single?
Well, I'm single, but I'm in a relationship. Yes.
Okay.
I'm in a relationship.
All right.
Yes.
Well, if anything,
but single and not married wise. So awesome. This is what you do. So Marla, could you give me a little insight of what it would take to find a soulmate?
Yeah. Do you hear an echo?
I do hear an echo, but I'm not sure where it's coming from right now.
Okay. It's like, I'm going to close my other applications. When I hear myself back, it's so hard to talk because it's very distracting. So I'm just sorry, people. Trying to.
It is your microphone.
It's the microphone. What can I do?
Do you have a headset by chance?
Let's see.
Yay, there you go. This might stop the feedback.
Hello.
Hello.
I can hear myself. Well,
can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I do have the feedback, but I can just try to.
But it does sound better.
Okay.
Well, you have a very beautiful smile as well.
Thank you. Well, my husband is so cute because that's one thing he loves about me. And yesterday he made me an appointment at the dentist because he says you have to keep that beautiful smile. So you got to keep your teeth cleaned.
And that is a very beautiful smile. He is right about that.
Oh gosh. Well,
it's red, and it's really red. I read your bio a little bit before I got on it. You do have red hair.
I have red hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'll say one of the tips for people out there when they're dating: get your teeth whitened if they need it. Teeth are really important.
Very good. Very good. It's because teeth makes a difference when you smile. So you always encourage a smile.
It does, and if somebody's going to think about kissing you, that's important too.
That is good. Thank you. Because you want, yeah. So
exactly.
What inspired you to actually get into this type of line of work?
I never expected to be a matchmaker. This is so weird. I feel that back. I can hear the feedback, and it's messing up how I talk.
Oh, well, it does. It sounds better with the headphones in there.
Okay, I'm gonna try this. So weird hearing it. I was an actress / waitress for 20 years. 20 years. When I was 39, I said I cannot put on a waitress apron again. Right? I was done. So I didn't know what to do. I was praying. Please bring me something. I don't know what's going to happen here, but I just can't work in the restaurant industry anymore. And my husband had a friend who was working at a video dating service called Great Expectations back in like 2001.
Wow, I remember that.
So she gave me a job, and I still went on my auditions, commercials, modeling, all of that. And from there, I moved on to a Beverly Hills matchmaking firm for 7 years. And then 6 years ago, I went out on my own. And I specialize in the affluent men looking for the attractive ladies. I'm in Southern California, right? So that's the. And then I wrote some books, and my memoir, Diary of a Beverly Hills Matchmaker, really gives you an inside peek on what it's like to be a Beverly Hills matchmaker, and some crazy stories. Everybody, when they meet me, they're like, "You must have some wild stories. Tell me some." And so I said, "You know what? I'll put it all in a book."
So where can you get this book?
Amazon.
Amazon. And
then I wrote the sequel, which is called Hearts on the Line.
Hearts on the Line.
And I'm writing the third installment now. Yeah.
So give me a little insight about the last book, and give us a little insight about what's coming up.
Well, this one also has a lot about me and my husband. He's a Latin musician, and I'm a crazy redhead, always trying to get in the show. You are
on the show.
I was an actress, and he plays in a club, right? So live, like a Billy Joel kind of one-man band. Mm-hmm. And I remember years ago when he was playing in Playa del Rey, and I said, "Honey, I really want to sing a song." So I sang La Vie en Rose, Edith Piaf in French. And I practiced and everything. And so when it was late, there was just a few friends around the bar. And I said, okay, so I get the microphone and I sing, Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la rose. So I sing the song, the friends are clapping, and afterwards my husband said, "Honey, that was terrible." So that was the end of my singing career. My cabaret nights were over.
You felt that writing a book and matching people up made them different. Was your career.
But I always wanted to be a singer, and I just don't have it. I just don't have that skill.
You have writing skills.
I love to write. I'm very creative. And who knows, maybe I'll get to act again. My book is being shopped as a TV series. So one of the stipulations will be that I get a small part.
So when you're looking for a man, do you look for do you typically look for men and then affluent men, and then what type of women do you try to match up to these men?
Well, and the reason they're affluent is because high-end matchmaker, boutique, we're a little on the expensive side, so that's who joins. But they are sophisticated guys, great lifestyles, and they want a woman to fit into their lifestyle. So they want a classy, attractive woman that they can bring to their friends and colleagues and everything. So smart, life together, all of that. They want the whole package. Yeah.
So, but that whole package. So, what kind of feeling? So, it's an interview process, obviously, with the guy finding out what he likes, what he doesn't like, and so you've been in it for a number of years. So, is it a common thread that runs through these guys, or is each one individual in the way they show up and the way you have to match up to their desires?
Yeah, I've been doing this 13 years now, and I would say one of the biggest challenges is getting over this visual aspect that men have. They a lot of times don't want to date Heidi Klum. That's the nice little girl next door, and they can't get over wanting the look that they want. And they all want a girl that looks like a model. Who wouldn't? I guess I would too if I was a man.
Yeah, that's true. Men. I mean, I'm sitting here going, yeah, I would think if I'm coming to you for that. but there's there questions and ways that you find the deeper meaning that the man would look for?
Absolutely. We only want to take on women, and the women don't pay, but we take ladies in our group that are grounded, down to earth. We want them to be attractive, but what's really important is their heart and soul, that they want to find a relationship. All of our guys are serious about long-term marriage, long-term relationship or marriage. And this year we have quite a few guys in relationships, and I just got a text the other day from a guy who said he's planning his wedding.
Now, how does that resonate with you when someone says that after you've matched them up?
Well, that's what
feel?
It's all about. I mean, it's so much fun. A lot of times my clients over the years gone off into the sunset and never told me that they got married. And then I find out from somebody else, or I find out, oh, they had a baby. I'm like, well, thanks for telling me. But,
yeah, because that's the reward to you, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And I've only been invited to one wedding over the years. But that's okay. That's okay. I just want everybody to be happy, go off, have a great life.
So asking the questions in the beginning for the man, setting up, so then finding those, what are some qualities that you ask?
Okay, so for instance, I have one guy who's very spiritual, loves the ocean, he's a vegan, great lifestyle, doesn't drink. It's very important for him to find a woman that would have that lifestyle. He says, I don't want to be with a woman who eats meat. I want a woman who likes the ocean, who's good in the water, who enjoys the beach lifestyle, who's maybe an artist, a yoga teacher, something like that, like a yogini. Fortunately, in Southern California, it's not so hard to find. So
no, it isn't. But
he's very specific. Now, I had a guy last year who owned a vineyard, and he also owned a yacht. And he says, I go to so many events, wine tastings, restaurants. I want the woman to drink and eat meat. But then he wanted her to be like a size 0 or 2. And I said, listen, you got to understand, a lot of the reason these women in the 40s look this slim is because they're not drinking and eating meat. So I have my work cut out for me. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you got to find, because those are certain criteria that they're just saying they're done with in their life. They don't really want to, if they want a woman that doesn't drink and they don't want a woman that smokes, those criteria they just are done with.
Yeah.
That level of,
they really don't, they might want someone that wants to do the same things they do. Usually if a guy says, I really don't want a woman who drinks, I'll say, look, what's the harm if she has a glass of wine? You know, so I you got to be a little flexible.
Oh, so you do find that. So women finding, is it hard to find women to match up to them?
I have some great recruiters, and
you do.
The women that are already in the database who are meeting great guys, they send their friends. Maybe somebody read my book, or maybe somebody will see me today. Hey, single ladies. They come to me from a variety of places. So every week I have more women joining.
So when they join, do you ask certain questions of them?
I have a whole profile form that they fill out, and then afterwards we'll either meet in person or I'll Skype with them or FaceTime. Get to know them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I really don't want to match a guy with a woman that I haven't seen.
So you actually get on FaceTime or get on, and do you try to match them around the same age, or does it matter?
Depends what people are looking for. Right now I have a real challenging guy. He's 63 and he wants a kid.
Oh,
so
no.
That means I've got to match him with a woman in the 20s or 30s. And I usually won't take men in this situation. I won't do it anymore. This guy's a straggler. He's a he's a wonderful man, but it's too hard of a job for me. So he'll be, when he's done, it'll be good luck. I'm not taking any more guys in the 50s and
Yeah.
60s that want kids.
Does it work? That's that age gap.
It's very tough because the women who are willing to date a guy 30 years older are often in it for, maybe money motivated. Gold diggers, we say, nice.
Yeah.
Money
Yeah,
motivated
yeah,
is
yeah.
a nice way to say gold digger, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, but the women are out there are really looking for someone as well. So that it's. Do you ever find women that you find matches for?
I don't take women as paying clients anymore. Yeah.
Oh, you have though.
We have, yeah. I have a wonderful partner in San Diego, and her name is Friendly, and she does more contracts and sales, and I do the matches, and we're a great team. And we both decided that we prefer to have the men as the paying clients. Just easier for us.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow. But it does work the other way.
Oh, many matchmakers do take women on as paying clients. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but that's why for the guys, we have a huge database of the most beautiful women in the country because they can join for free. Yeah.
Oh, that's powerful. That's powerful. So do they continuously flow in, and then how do you determine whether it's the right woman for the guy?
I know paper-wise, like who will fit the criteria, age range, maybe looks type, physicality, all that. I get them together, and then we'll see if chemistry happens. I can't predict chemistry. If I can figure out how to do that, I'll be the next Bill Gates.
But you have a pretty good idea. You really exercise that muscle, though, by the time like you said, you've been in it for 13 years. So you get a pretty good idea whether it's going to work or not.
Well, I know if they'll like each other. But that physical chemistry, you can't predict that. I know if they would fit in the same lifestyle and all of that. Yeah.
Oh, those types of
things.
Criteria.
Exactly. So, and I tell everybody to be open. For example, if a woman is stuck on height, she only wants to date 6 feet and up, for example, I say, look, the average American male is 5'9". Be open. You don't want, they'll say, oh, I'm always in my heels, and he's got to be tall because I live in my heels. I say, I hope you get married to your heels. I hope they keep you warm at night. Are you gonna the years are gonna go by, and you're gonna have your Jimmy Choos sitting across from you at the table having a glass of wine. Give it a chance. Go out with somebody you might think that is not your normal person you're attracted to, because you just never know when the chemistry can happen.
Oh my gosh, that's powerful, because that does make a difference. It does. So your new book, tell me a little bit about your new book.
Oh, the new book I'm writing now is the third installment to my memoirs, but it's about my spiritual journey. So imagine dealing a lot of shallowness over the years with the guys, literally specifying cup size. One guy specified what kind of areolas or nipples the size. I mean, it's like, are you kidding me?
You actually, that would be hard.
I'm like, I don't delve into that. But the guys can get pretty shallow sometimes. And then I'm trying to keep my spiritual side and grounded and all that. So it's kind of how I balance both worlds. And then I do a lot of interesting spiritual modalities, and then I write about them. So it's kind of like a guidebook for people. It's going to be really fun. And I add a lot of humor to my books.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
That is awesome. So when you actually, because you've had 13 years, so you've got that humor that kind of resonates with people and really brings out the beauty inside of you. So what are some of the other parts of creating your business? Where do you plan on taking your business?
Well, I love the way it's going now. It's boutique. I work out of my home office, and we keep about 25 guys at a time, and it's really like a little family. People have access to me 7 days a week. If they need me on a Sunday, if they need me at 8 o'clock at night, they can text me or call me. So it's not like I just say, okay, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, if you need me, too bad. It's more VIP, and I like that a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, we give a real
cost-wise, do you share? Would you share that, or is it all confidential?
Cost-wise is in the thousands. I mean, usually the lowest would be around 10 to 15 grand for a year. Usually about 15 and up.
And how long does it take for someone, typically in your experience, to find that relationship?
It depends on the person. How picky are they going to be? My 63-year-old who wants a 30-year-old, it may never happen. It could happen. Now, other guys I've had who say yes to everybody I match them with, okay, because some guys will say no after they see the picture or whatever. If they meet everybody, kind of do what I say, they get into a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, because people have patterns. We got to look at ourselves. What are we bringing to the table? If you're asking for somebody with washboard abs and perfect credit and money in the bank, what are you bringing? Are you also healthy? Is your credit score, good? You can't ask for things that you're not willing to work on yourself. So be the person you want to attract. Right?
Wow, that is true.
Because sometimes people will have this list, like this person's got to be, George Clooney, 6 feet tall, $1 million. He's got to be perfect. And then what do you bring into the table? You got to really look at yourself and say, would I date me? Do I need to get in better shape? Do I need to get myself together? Do I need to release old bitter anger towards my ex? You don't want to go on a date complaining about your ex or talking about your ex.
Do you go into that?
Yes, because this is something that people are still doing a lot, and I'm surprised. I'll hear from the man or the woman, all he did or all she did on the whole date was talk about the dick. I felt like I was a therapist. Like, why were they even there? So
you really deal with that. You deal with that all the time.
I would say if you're single and you feel like you need to bring your ex up, deal with that crap before you start dating.
Don't bring it on the first date and explaining it. Oh, man.
Who wants to hear that?
No, but I get it. I wouldn't want to hear it. I wouldn't want anything in that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tiring.
Well, and people get all dressed up. They get ready, excited. They want to meet a new person, and then they've got to hear this, like, therapy session. So it's a downer.
It is. So you're saying you've got it's a boutique and you got 20 to 25 clients right now, and you like it that way. And where do you feel that the next step would be with the book and just staying on track with the relationships that you're?
Yeah, and you know what else I did? I became a crystal healer and a Reiki practitioner. And so
I understand crystal healing.
Yeah, I love it. People come to me and I clear out old energy, open up the heart chakra. So if anybody's into that kind of stuff, it's a great addition to opening up your heart for dating. I'm really enjoying that. So I love the healing. I love the writing, love the matchmaking. And I think I like to do all those three. I'm a Gemini, so I've got 2 people in here with interests. Got a lot of things going on.
So crystal healing, is it related to pranic?
Well, I do energy healing and put the crystals. I place the crystals on the body and around.
Okay.
And like here, I've got a piece of black tourmaline right here.
Yeah,
so this is great to keep by your computer or to wear because it'll absorb the electromagnetic pollution because we get a lot of that coming at us
from the devices.
Yes, and also prevents against psychic attacks. So if you've got somebody sending you bad mojo, so I always keep this here, and I sleep with a different crystal every night.
What crystals do you sleep with?
Oh, I've got selenite, which is very angelic. I've got rose quartz.
Mm. Rose is
Citrine,
love.
I've got, yeah,
Citrine, yeah.
rose quartz is great for love.
A
Yeah.
lot of
Amethyst
love.
is nice to have. So, and then those purple plates, the Tesla purple plates, I've got a
Oh,
big
beautiful.
one and I've got this little one here, which you could wear it, put it under your food, also for the electromagnetic pollution.
So those are, there's a pattern on those, correct?
There is something on here.
Yeah, I think there's a pattern on
There's
those.
a
I'm
little,
not.
just a little.
Yeah, yeah, there is a tiny. I thought there was a pattern, but I
That's
guess I'm
all.
not seeing it. Yeah.
I put
Anyway,
one
I
of
thought it
these
was.
in my dog's bed. So
Great.
it's all
Oh,
about vibration.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It
So
is.
for singles,
So,
you want to raise your vibration, be in that happy space, and you're going to
mhm.
attract to you what you're putting out. So if you're saying, I can't meet anybody, all the guys I date are jerks, that's all you're going to keep attracting. So you got to clear out all that old stuff, the old stagnant energy, raise your vibration, know that you attract amazing people in your life, and that's what's going to happen.
Amazing people. So you use verbs like ing on the end a lot of times you're looking for when you have a conversation with somebody, because that's really self-development.
Yeah, I'm very woo-woo. I'm one of those, I'm like Sex in the City meets Crystal Healer matchmaker.
Love
type
it.
of that.
No, I can relate to that. The crystals are huge, especially around the full moon. I use a lot of them. I use crystals myself to actually
Wonderful.
clear away. Yeah, quartz and amethyst,
Mm-hmm.
and the black one.
Onyx or
Not onyx, but it's a different. It's I
Jet?
can't rattle it off. But I put it down in my base chakra, so it helps absorb those negative energies. That it's about manifesting, and it's love, and your sex chakra, the next one up. So I can relate to what you're saying. It's very powerful. Those crystals are very powerful. Used appropriately, clears out a lot of unwanted energies. And also, I vibrate water. I use sound, particularly delta sound on water.
Oh, that's awesome. I want to try that, and I want to try crystal water too.
Yes, with crystal, yes, that's another. Drop a crystal in there, but you typically on the full moon cleanse the crystal and then take the crystal and step it inside the water, and as well as vibrating it to a certain, either calling in the angels or using a delta frequency. So
yeah,
it's nice
I work with angels too. I do angel readings too. I usually don't tell my male clients about that.
No.
They're like, that's too woo-woo. But the women love it. The women really love it.
Yeah. Well, back, in San Diego, we are definitely in a blessed place to experience those vibrations that come from a lot of different sources from a lot of the world, and it's like a melting pot to bring awareness and raise the vibration of ourselves. And we're actually, I think, very much leading the way through our conversations and raising our vibration through like using crystal healing. There's definitely, I'm in Michigan right now, and it's here. Different level, just a different level of being.
Well, definitely Southern California is the place to be for the spiritual center. Los Angeles, San Diego. I don't know about Orange County so much, but I think LA and San Diego definitely.
Yeah. San Diego, anywhere in the San Diego, all the way to North County up, it's very strong influence. And
well, you've got Hay House down there. Hay House, so
that's huge.
Yeah,
it's a blessing. And I remember seeing her back in the late 90s, when she was getting her business off and going. It was amazing.
Louise Hay.
So, Louise Hay, it's in publishing company up there in Carlsbad, I believe. So
I'm a big Hay House fan. I listen to the Hay House. If you guys want a little tip, download Hay House Radio app onto your phone, and you can listen free to all these amazing spiritual leaders, authors, all day long. James Van Praagh and all these amazing people.
Hey, I would like to welcome anyone on to ask Marla a question. just jump on, ask her a question about dating, about her book, about her, even about crystal healing. She can even answer those questions. So please jump on and ask us both a question if you'd like. Feel free to tweet a bird as well, or jump on and have a conversation with us. Would love to have you. So
this is so much fun. It's my first blab. I was a blab virgin before this.
Well, you're not a virgin anymore. And we are getting Michelle. Michelle, thank you for coming on.
Michelle Jacoby.
Hey,
Hi,
Michelle.
You know, hi. I don't have the headset on. And Marla, the reason why I'm on is because it's my first blab too.
Woohoo!
I've never done this before.
I've been wanting to interview Michelle for my show on YouTube, and we haven't been able to coordinate.
Awesome,
so
Michelle.
now we're on this.
It's nice to meet you.
Isn't she beautiful?
Nice to meet you too.
Thank
It's
you.
awesome. Awesome. So it is your first blab. So what do you do, Michelle?
So I do what Marla does. I own a small boutique matchmaking company, and I'm also a dating coach. I don't do crystals though, but it sounds really
That is unique to Marla.
She's East Coast.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're East Coast.
Yes, I'm in
Awesome.
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. That's a beautiful.
Well, they need a lot of healing over there.
Yeah, that you're healing the
politicians.
Capitol and the politicians, everything that's coming on.
Send some Reiki energy.
Yeah.
You got a great smile too, as well, Michelle.
I will say though, I run a matchmaking organization.
Ah, you do.
You're
I
froze.
know who's good and I know who's.
She's a little bit froze up a little bit.
I got some
You're frozen.
weird feedback, but Marla is so good at what she does.
Aw.
So, but
Thank
you
you.
do know. So, what makes you think you know?
Are you there?
That I would like to ask that question, Michelle.
Because we know each other.
No, you know what? I'm sorry. I've had some connectivity issues, but I just think Marla is super good at what she does. We know each other and we talk.
we did a video together for your tango too,
You talk the swivel chair?
about a year and a half ago in New York.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, what I like about Marla, what I like about you, Marla, is that you're really straightforward and honest, and you are very real, and you really get people, and you're not going to match someone just to match them. You really want to make sure that they're happy,
Yeah.
and that's so important when you're doing what we do. You know, you have to be honest and tell. I can't work with you if they're not the right person or your expectations don't make sense. And I know that Marla is really straightforward that way.
Wow,
Very
look at
honest
that,
and
Marla.
integrity.
Well, there are some
I can't see
matchmaking, the
them,
bigger
Marla. You're
firms.
on audio only.
They need to pay the bills, so they'll just take people on, and then they don't have anybody
Yeah.
to match them with. And I can't sleep at night if I would do that, because it's hard enough to find good matches for people. It's challenging. People think it sounds like an easy job. It's really not. So if I had a bunch of people that I just took on just to pay the bills, and I knew I wouldn't have matches for them, I just wouldn't even be able to handle it. It would be too stressful. And I want people. I don't want people suing me, want their money back, unhappy. I just like a happy group, and I have a low overhead since I do my own little thing from my home office, and I'm able to just
Yep.
work with people I think I can help.
You know what? We have the same business
Yes.
model, and I think it's the business model that best serves clients because, you know, we both are a small boutique matchmaking company, and we don't have big overhead. We pound the pavement and spread the word instead of paying tons of money for advertising. So when a client comes to us and he or she isn't the right client, we can say no because we don't have anyone. You know, we don't have a big rent we have to pay, or you know.
It does.
That
Hey, you
kind
know
of
what, you
business
guys, there's a
model allows us to
question
have a lot
here.
of integrity.
How much work do you do with women who've been through a divorce?
Oh, so many people have been through a divorce and they
Marla,
want to
you wanna-
find a new partner. So definitely.
You do work with them. So I'm thinking the question is how much work would you do with them to actually
Coaching.
coaching? Do you do a lot of that? Do you help them,
I will. I'm
kind
not a
of,
coach. I think, Michelle, you're a coach.
prepare
too.
them for, I think that's what the question means,
Yeah, I would say
preparing
that.
them for a relationship.
Michelle, you want to take that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having a little bit of connectivity issues. So yeah, about 40% of my revenue comes from coaching. I work with women for 12 weeks and really get them dating, every aspect of dating, everything from, how do you date online to flirting to how do you select the right person and how do you walk away from the wrong person. I love working with women who are have been through a relationship and have had a struggle and really want to do it right this time. I love working with women who are ready to really, do it correctly so that they can choose. It's like a second chance at happiness, right?
And
They want
they
to choose the right person. So I work to help them find really good boundaries and to figure out what works for them, what didn't work out in the past, and just and be very conscious and mindful about dating instead of just jumping in. Because as Marla knows, and as most of you singles who are watching know, dating in this day and age is a little bit crazy. It's like the wild, wild west. So you need a smart strategy and you need sometimes some support to make sure you're successful.
When you say it's a wild, wild west, so because there's a lot of things covering up both the man and the woman that they either can't express it or they are choosing to hide it before they get into the relationship. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying with online dating and Tinder and swipe left and swipe right and all this, it's like everyone's got dating ADD.
Absolutely.
Marla, don't you agree
There's
with me?
also a lot of
crazy.
married people or people in relationships on those Tinders and online. This is what I've heard. Also, people, like Michelle said, with the ADD, they're swiping, just looking for good-looking people. That's it. And it's all about what does the picture look like.
Man.
There's so many people that might not be photogenic, that might be more average looking, that is amazing, that you're not going to give a chance, because humans tend to be shallow. we like pretty sparkly things, right? And so we've got to think and take a breath and say, okay, we're not just going for the hot guy or girl. What are the qualities we want in a person? What does our future want to look like? Do we want a good father, a good partner, someone who's going to be there for us? And just thinking you're in love after 1 or 2 dates because there's this crazy chemistry is not realistic. It's not going to last. We all want chemistry, but I think we take it too far. We get too excited and run with it without thinking.
And another thing that I'm seeing is that people feel like they have so many options, they're not giving anyone a chance. So they're looking for what's wrong immediately. And they're just saying, no, he's too short. She's I don't know. The conversation wasn't amazing. It wasn't the best connection of my life. So I'm just going to go back to my inbox. Or, I think one of the reasons people use matchmakers is because online dating can be so discouraging. And one of my biggest pet peeves right now is that people aren't treating each other kindly. There's something called ghosting. So you go out with someone 3, 4, 5 times and you decide that he or she isn't the right fit for you. So you just never call them again. You just disappear. That happened to one of my clients recently. I really feel like treating people with kindness and respect, treating people you're dating the same way you would treat a friend or a neighbor or a coworker. You say you're going to call, you call, right? If you're not interested, you just say you're a wonderful person. I just don't think we're the right fit. It's so nice to have that kind of communication. And what I'm seeing in the dating world right now, and I think part of the reason why people hire matchmakers like Marla and myself is we help them navigate the craziness, because people aren't treating each other kindly. And it gets really disheartening when people aren't being kind. And I won't let my clients date in a way that's unkind.
So you encourage happiness. You encourage them looking inside themselves and creating what they're really wanting out of life, what they're really looking for as a purpose. So the purpose, what is the purpose of the relationship? Is it loving? Is it where is it growing? How are we growing together? Do you like paint that picture in the future for them, or draw it out of them and try to get the visual for how they want their life to be with a partner?
Are you asking me? So I think what I'm trying to get across is that like attracts like. If you're being kind and you're dating in a way that shows that you're a really good person and that you're going to treat others kindly and with respect, what happens is you end up attracting someone who's similar. And I think I've seen some really good people who don't realize that they're not dating kindly. Like I worked with a woman who, she runs an international organization. She has such great manners. She told someone she was going to call him and 2 weeks later hadn't called him. And I said to her, would you ever do that to me? Would you do that to someone in your organization? And she said, no. I said, why didn't you call him? She goes, I don't know. He was just some guy. And I realized that, it's not just some guy. It's a human being. He's not a profile. He's a person.
God bless
People
you.
are so afraid of hurting someone else's feelings or having a confrontation or having some awkward moment. But I will say, if you can put your girl pants on or whatever you say, like, be an adult and tell that man or woman, listen, you're fantastic. If I have a girlfriend that would be good for you, I'd let them know. I wish I had chemistry for you. I just don't. But somebody's going to be lucky to meet you. I just don't have enough romantic chemistry to continue, and I wish you the best. And they appreciate it. They because if a woman just doesn't return the call, they'll say, oh, she's a bitch. She's a flake. Women are flaky bitches. They don't, they're not in a relationship, whatever. They go on and on. And the woman just doesn't know how to handle it. She doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
When I was dating in my 30s, I wouldn't return the guy's call. I wouldn't pick the phone because I didn't know what to say. And now I'm like, it was so ridiculous. Just do it. And once you start doing it, you'll feel so natural to communicate with that person. You can't help it if you don't have chemistry. Not going to reflect that on you. You're going to look mature, respect the other person, act kindly, and you'll see that will have a ripple effect out there in the dating world, and people will start being able to communicate better. Good dating
That's right. It's good dating karma. You got to have good dating karma.
Do you help both men and women, Michelle, with their dating karma?
Yeah.
Like
so as a matchmaker, I work with men and women, although I'd say 75% of my clients are men. And as a dating coach, I just work with women.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, and I have about 20 matching clients at a time and about 10 coaching clients. So like,
and then for dating coach for men, there's a woman called Lisa Schmidt. I just did a video with her yesterday, and she's a coach for men. She's very good. She's in Michigan. Lisa Schmidt.
I don't know her.
Hey, Lisa, if you're out there.
Yeah, I like Schmidt. And I like Jeffrey Platts. Jeffrey Platts is another male dating coach, and he's really cool. Oh, Jeffrey Platts, Marla, you would like him. He's groovy. He's cool. He's a really good
Jeffrey
guy.
And David Weigand, love him. Did a couple videos with him. He's good too. He tells it like it is. Boy, you better be ready.
So when you say tell it like it is, so you're saying they flat out say you need to be more positive, you need to be uplifting, you need to be cheerful, and leave the
he'll say get real, grow up. He says, I see so many man babies out there. Just because if you're a 50-year-old man and you think you're so worthy of having a 30-year-old hottie, what do you do? He'll talk like East Coast.
Yeah.
Not that the men will always listen.
That's true.
He's a good coach.
But that's the difference. That's the magic because they're dealing with the present moment with one eye on the future, which brings if they're not dealing in their past. I call it their past stuff, their past shit scoop. They're only dealing with the present moment and the future of what they really want in their life. Yeah, and it's important
not to drag in your past experiences and put it on somebody else, because sometimes women will say, oh, I've had too many bad experiences, so they'll be wary of the guy that's right in front of them, and it's not really fair. You've got to give that person a chance on their own without coloring it, shading the situation with your past experiences. You can be confident, you can have that experience.
Can I interject?
It's not fair, right? What do you think, Michelle?
No, I totally agree with you. And what I was going to say was that I think you have to realize that your bad experiences are based on probably your not so great choices in the past. So if you just decide to make better choices in the
Yes.
future, you'll have a different experience. And it's all about creating boundaries and really knowing yourself. And we grow.
Hey, I have a
as
question
we
for you,
go,
Michelle.
you know?
I love your answer on this when I hear it.
Sure.
Women still ask the question, even if they're in their 40s or 50s, when do I have sex with a guy? What they don't know, they're confused. Oh, they might want to wait too long, or should I jump right in? It's so confusing even at our age. So what's your answer to that? She froze. It was so scandalous.
She froze.
She froze. Oh, she left.
I'm so
She
frustrated
left.
because
She'll be back.
I
She
can't
back.
hear you. It's like you're breaking up and we have a bad connection.
That was
She's
a
gonna
magical
come back.
moment.
I didn't
Okay,
hear the
good.
question.
We really want you to come
Sex.
back. And answer that
When do we
Michelle,
have
because that was a
sex?
powerful question.
Damn,
Well,
I didn't hear the question. Marla, can you repeat it?
When should a woman have sex
Yeah,
with
just
a
go ahead.
guy?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have sex until you're in a relationship.
Okay. I like what you say about would you let somebody into your house? Blah blah blah.
You shouldn't. I can't really hear you.
You said would you let
Ah.
a stranger?
Oh, this is
or
a
somebody
question
you
I
hardly
could
know?
totally answer if only I could hear it.
Oh, all right.
Hey, just come. I'll kick you off and come back in. Okay,
Oh, I know.
Michelle.
Okay, I'm hearing every other word. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Oh, here she
Come
is.
back. Come back. Oh, there you are. Hey.
I like what you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Now, can you
Michelle?
hear us?
She can't hear.
Can you, Michelle? Michelle. She can't hear.
you
Michelle,
hear
can I
now?
kick you off and you just come back on?
Oh,
Just-
I don't know how to get off. This is my first time. How do you get off?
Oh, you're good. Can you hear us now?
Yeah. So the
Yeah,
question
and
was,
I
when
like
do you have sex?
what you say. Would you let a
When is a good time?
stranger,
Yes.
somebody you hardly know, into your house? Have the keys to your house?
Oh yeah. No. Okay. So yes, I mean, I remember I said that once. It was like, would you leave someone you'd been on a date with alone in your home or with your children or with your checkbook? I mean, if you wouldn't leave them at home alone with your kids or your checkbook, why would you let them inside your body? I just don't get it. So, but even more,
I love that.
Not
Love
more
that.
important.
That's a good answer. Yeah, that's a really good answer.
And you know what I've come across lately is a lot of people who've caught things, unfortunately, and they're things that they're never going to get rid of. And it's part of life, unfortunately. But these are single people who are in the dating world, and they have stuff that's really difficult to talk about. And they're in a situation maybe because they weren't careful, or I don't know. I think that it's really important to wait until you're in a loving relationship and a committed relationship before you go there. And when someone's genuinely interested in you, they will wait. And
Good point.
yeah. And I
Good point. What
always
about
tell
Tess?
people, I'm
Go ahead.
sorry, I have like a delay. I always tell people, the perfect time to bring this conversation up. I just had this conversation today with a client is you're on the couch, you're making out, right? Things start to get a little hot and heavy. You just tell the guy, because I'm coaching women, right? You say, listen, there's something I want to share with you. At this point in my life, I'm dating because I'm looking for a life partner. I'm not just screwing around, right? And I'm hoping that I've decided that the next time I have sex with someone, I want it to be inside of a
Okay, now
relationship, so it'll really mean something.
Okay.
But then you have to say three things. You have to say, first of all, I think you're hot, because you don't want the person to feel like you're not attracted to them. And the second thing you have to say is, I'm a big fan of sex. It's not like I don't like sex. Like, I'm sure if we had sex, it would be stellar, right? And then the last thing you say is, I'm not rushing you. I'm not in any rush. I'm really enjoying getting to know you, but I really want you to know that I have this boundary. And what happens is the guys who just want to have sex, they disappear, which is wonderful, and the people who are commitment phobic, they disappear. And the guy who's really interested in you, he might be a little bummed, but he's going to hang out and he's going to get to know you. And you'll actually be seen as a very high value woman because you don't give what you have to everybody. And he'll take the time and put in the effort to get to know you. And then it also, the issue of exclusivity has now been brought up. And one thing I think is terrible is people who are dating and having sex and they
Right.
don't know if they're exclusive. How ridiculous is that? You know,
No kidding.
I'm sleeping with some guy
Isn't
and I
that
have no idea
terrible?
if he's sleeping
Now,
with
there's a
3 other girls.
question
It's
here.
terrible. It's dangerous. It's just
After
yucky.
waiting, if it's the worst,
There is. Yes.
what if
Go ahead.
after waiting it's the worst sex you've ever had? But I don't think it's going to be possible.
Then
You're going to be making out a lot and doing other stuff. I mean, how bad could it be? I mean, you might check some stuff out there.
you also will develop a trust and a relationship. So you'll be able to talk about it. I mean, you can
Yeah.
you never know if sex is
Yeah.
going to be good, right? But when you
Yeah.
know somebody and you care about them, you can have a conversation and say,
Oh God,
this
yes.
is what I want. This is what I like.
Right.
And
Or
saying that to a
disclaimer, listen,
stranger,
if it's not as good as
No.
I thought it'd be, I'm out of there.
Well, that's
Right,
the thing about
right.
dating. You can be done anytime you want. That's why I don't understand why people are afraid to be exclusive and focus on one person. If you figure out 3 months in, you're not for me, you just,
Mhm.
you just say, you're wonderful, but I'm moving on.
Yeah. Well, and the problem is women get
Mm.
attached. And guys,
There
this
is
is where
an-
you'll get stalkers and girls that won't quit texting you, is because women release oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone. And she releases it when she's hugging, kissing, has an orgasm, gives birth. These are the oxytocin gets released. And even if she's making out with you. So the women get bonded and the men don't have that problem. That's why the men can just have sex and leave, never call you again. But the woman will think, even if he's the worst guy on the planet, you have sex with him or really have a great makeout session, and all of a sudden it's like, I want to marry this guy. So be careful of that oxytocin. Remember that woman's
Wow.
going to get attached to you if you have sex with her and you're not planning to see her again. It's
Yeah, and
Does that-
you know what else happens? If a woman has sex too soon, her expectations are unrealistic because she wants him to act like a boyfriend, but he's not a boyfriend, And so that gets women crazy. Then they're expecting him to be available this weekend, and he's like, "I just met you. Why did you have sex?" Well, because
there's
I'm
no
a
bad
guy,
pizza, right?
It doesn't mean I want to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've talked to a lot of my guy friends about this. It's like they could be the most relationship-minded, wonderful guy, but they'll still have sex with someone they're not focusing on a long-term relationship with. And when I asked one of my guy friends, "Why did you do that?" He goes, "'Cause I have
Sure.
a penis."
The guy's not going to
You know?
have
Yikes.
I said penis. Yeah, because he just explained to me, I'm a guy. It was available. She was into it, and I said, but now she thinks you're really wanting a relationship. And he goes, "That's not my problem. We didn't have that discussion." And I thought that was a little cold, but it was like a rude awakening that this is how some men operate, even the good ones, Yeah. So why not just wait and make sure that the man you're dating is just really, really thinks you're fantastic before you go there?
Does oxytocin?
Question.
Marla, does oxytocin actually increase when you're going through menopause?
Now, why would you ask me that? No.
I have
I'm just
No,
wondering.
Woo! I'm having a hot flash.
Maybe it's not a question I should have asked.
Woo! You know what? I don't know what those levels are in menopause. I'm going to have to look that up. Even though I am postmenopausal, good call.
Oops.
I don't know. All I know is I can't drink Chardonnay anymore, or I'll be like dripping with sweat. Oh, we'll talk about that on the next blab.
Oh, thanks for answering. Okay.
I'm an open
Thank you
book.
for answering. There you go.
I
Yeah,
know,
Marla's never been
but I
afraid
think
to answer
people
a
appreciate that. It's like we have to laugh at ourselves, and you got to talk about things.
Yeah. So Marla, how are you liking
This is
your first blab?
awesome.
I've never done this before.
I do
It's kind of
have
cool.
a feedback. I hear everything coming right back to me. When they were off, it was the same.
Take the
I'm
microphones
learning
out.
It was
Try
the
taking
same.
the earphones out because
The
I
echo.
can't wear earphones.
It was
The echo.
the echo.
But this
was
is
a lot
fun,
louder.
and all the
echo
people
was
commenting.
was louder when she took them out.
Oh, somebody
yeah,
here
yeah.
said it's Kalitos Way. I've been using Blab for about 50 days. All right. Sandy Sanders, so funny. We love you,
Yeah.
Marla. I love Blab.
I yeah.
Yeah, and somebody
about the
was
little
saying Nick
comments.
Darts won. Let's know excluded all women from that same mentality. So, you know, of course, we're not going to say every single person does everything we're saying or thinks the same way. We do generalize in what we see.
No. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sandy.
Yeah. Yeah, Sandy's quite the girl, isn't she? Do you know Sandy, Michelle?
Ah,
Sandy's like my little
She
sister.
she's got great comments. Oh yeah, she has.
Sandy, love you, Sandy.
She really is. She has a great heart. Yep.
Yeah.
And she's
Sandy
a great
actually
little
works
matchmaker
for me.
too.
She's Cupid's helper. She's a recruiter for me, and she's fantastic. I wouldn't be able to do my job without her. She is amazing. The master connector.
Yeah.
it's very hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a good scout and a good
Sandy.
recruiter.
I'm never
so you're
giving
lucky
up
to have her.
Sandy.
Yeah, cool.
So
Yeah, great.
She loves
me on the
doing this
Blab.
stuff too. So and she has a huge heart. Yeah,
Mhm.
there you go. She connected you and I. Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's how we're here today. And we never would found out all the depth about when's the best time to have sex.
You know, in this day and age, people are having sex so early. It's really sad. It's really, I mean, and I'm finding that the older you are, like older women are just we're so comfortable with ourselves and our bodies and our sexuality that we think, you know what, second date, I don't feel like it. But I just really give that advice to women. It's just please take your time. It's a great way to figure out who's really into you and to be safe and to take the time to create intimacy in a relationship. I know we could joke about it, but it's
Very
really
important.
Well, so the intimacy, so you're saying into me. So intimacy would be a process of making sure that conversation really is in alignment of being in a relationship before you actually have sex.
Intimacy is just getting to know someone in an authentic way and really being close. And it's really easy to hop into bed. I mean, everyone knows how to have sex, right? But it's not, I mean, to take the time to get to know someone, to go on a hike, to meet their friends, to talk about life, that's not quite as easy. And that's the kind of time you have to spend with someone to really see who they are.
Just wait to have sex until you're exclusive with somebody, that you're not dating other people, not having sex with other people. Doesn't mean you have to be engaged or married or just exclusive, knowing that you're not out there. And like she said, some women will be sleeping with somebody and not even know if the guy considers her his girlfriend or
Yeah.
No, I've been hearing about like second, third date. I mean, that's just crazy.
Look, everybody wants to be with someone. They want to have a meaningful relationship, especially women. It's like we still have kind of that fairy tale about our prince coming, and it's nice to have somebody, but there's nothing wrong with being alone. I'm a big fan of taking some time, working on yourself, loving your life the way it is. You don't have to be with somebody all the time just for the sake of being with someone. I had a great time when I was single and living alone.
Really
a lot to say about that.
I loved being single. I had so much fun. Are you kidding me? That's why it's like, I'm not going to give up being single unless somebody's freaking awesome. And then I met a guy who was freaking awesome, right? But being single should be fun. You have a certain amount of freedom. You can decide what makes you happy, and you can spend your time the way you want. It's pretty exciting. There's so much to do, and you're in LA, you're in DC. There's so many fun, amazing things to do. If anybody's sitting home bored on a Saturday night feeling lonely, they're not making the right effort or finding the resources, because there's meetup groups, there's all kinds of cool people out there.
And even me, my husband works nights, 4 nights, and I'm at either a yoga class or a meetup. There's really spiritual meetups that are free or very inexpensive. Seeing friends, trying a new restaurant, museums, shows. There's so much to do. If I didn't have to work anymore, I'd be so busy. There's so many fun things to do out in the world. And just reading.
There is in Southern
books
California. There is.
I'm all day in the library.
Oh God, yes.
Oh,
Sandy says she loves being single, and she said, "What about just being with yourself from time to time?" You know what? I think a lot of people stay busy because if you're not really feeling happy with yourself, you just
Yeah.
fill up all
No.
your time. So that's not what I'm saying. It's
Chill out.
perfectly fine to, spend an evening with yourself. But if you're feeling like I just think when you're single, it's a time to really have fun, grow
Yeah.
your social circle, and just play. But then again,
Thank you,
you
Michelle.
should play no matter what, whether you're married, old, young. Like, life is too short. Just have fun.
Yeah, what's the difference? Why would it change after you're in a relationship? You're obviously both in a relationship. Did it change after?
Well, you can't be. I mean, I can't be as spontaneous, and I do need to think about, like, what does my husband want to do tonight? I can't be in charge of everything. Like,
For me, my husband, like, Sundays are sacred. He's an entertainer, so he works Wednesday through Saturday night. He's singing, he's performing, he's schmoozing, he's talking.
Yeah.
So he's tired. Sunday, we're not going anywhere. We're sitting by the pool. We're doing some errands, go out to our Mexican breakfast, and then relaxing. He really wants to be with me on Monday and Tuesday too, nights. So my free time is Wednesday through Saturday. I can go wild in the city. Well,
And he lets you go wild. So how much different?
Right.
Yeah, well, how
Not
much
too
different
much.
is
I
it than
still
when
do
you
all the
were
things I love
out
to
of a
do.
relationship?
Yeah, and then have a wonderful time with him when he's off.
See, I'm proud to hear that. I mean, I'm thinking that's really awesome, and I would love to go to you just because of that, because that's the lifestyle that you're leading. So the mats that you would make up would be something similar to that. I mean, you're allowing someone to be free, and that's a lot of times freedom inside of us is the
you
really
still
the
have to
magic
be able
call.
to be yourself. I know a couple of women who have been married a long time, and their husbands won't allow them to be on Facebook. So imagine that.
Wow.
If my husband ever tried to keep me off Facebook, my laptop and my dog and I would be gone.
Wow.
And it's not that I have to be on Facebook. It's the point of it. That kind of restriction or control would not.
No, it's just all about
would not
trust.
work.
If you don't have trust, you don't have a relationship.
Right. So that would be true.
I want to tell you,
Sandy, I would die if I couldn't be on Facebook.
So that's, go ahead, Michelle.
Me too. I love my Facebook. That's where Marla and I connect a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, I want to read what Kelly just wrote. She is a producer, a writer, idea addict, dorkology expert, ceiling tile counter expert, blinking expert. Ooh, I followed y'all. I love this. Kindly do more of these blabs. I'm an actor. I can play a prince. I have a frog costume too. Love it. Cute. Yeah.
I have to go. I have to go now, but I don't know how, because I've never done this before. How do you go?
Well, I can kick you off right now, but there is a way for you just to leave. But I'll kick you off. Are you ready to say your goodbye?
Thank you for letting me blab with you.
I appreciate you, and thank you, Michelle. Oh, Michelle, it's a total pleasure, and thanks for the insight and the wealth of knowledge that you have, and the connections that you've really brought.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
To these people here on Blab. So thank you. Bye-bye.
That was fun.
Yay, Marla. You know what? You're fun. And that's really the truth, because you were allowed that to happen, allowed that freedom of speech and the wealth of knowledge that you had.
Also,
very, very
I just want to say, somebody said she's in the AARP age group and it's difficult here in LA. I'm a member of AARP. Hey, don't let that stop you, all right? Let's connect on Twitter.
Call Marla. Excellent. Yes, you guys, you've got this connection here. Yeah, definitely connect. So
thank you.
Really
Thanks for having me.
Well, Marla, thank you. Is there any it is
fun.
A pleasure.
We'll
I'd love to have you again if you're open
this.
to it.
Right. Bye, everybody.
That'll be good. That would be good. Bye-bye. Bye, Marla. Thank you for everything. Are you there?